Ever thought a pair of sunglasses could go from being the butt of every meme to the wardrobe centerpiece of a generation? Welcome to Unboxd Origins. I'm Howie, your resident science geek and accidental trivia sponge.
And I'm Wyatt. I ask the big questions. Sometimes philosophical, often skeptical, always curious.
Today, we're digging into how did Ray-Ban Meta glasses go from meme to must-have? Let's rewind to 2021, a small, shiny collision of two giants. On one side, Ray-Ban, the eyewear house that literally sold style as an identity since the 1930s. On the other side, Facebook, later Meta, a social software leviathan obsessed with being closer to our faces, both metaphorically and literally. What they announced together was blunt and brilliant, smart glasses that looked like regular Ray-Bans but could take photos, record video, and play audio. The product launched as Ray-Ban Stories, and that name alone tells you the intention. To make recording and sharing look and feel incidental, effortless, like flipping sunglasses down to steal a snapshot of your friend mid-laugh. The tech was unflashy compared to sci-fi AR dreams. Two tiny outward-facing cameras, a small array of microphones, and tiny open-ear speakers. But the packaging was the point. Put smart tech inside a cultural symbol, and you've bypassed a lot of resistance. So far, so sensible, but the internet is never merely sensible. The early days were a circus, with viral clips that didn't sell the product so much as turned it into a character in comedy sketches. People joked about being recorded without consent, about the glass holes label rewriting itself from Google Glass to Ray-Ban's sun-shaded cousin. There were panicked clips, dramatic slow-mo reveals of someone pressing a camera button, and a whole cottage industry of don't wear those in public takes. Privacy concerns did more than make late-night monologues. They catalyzed scrutiny. Lawmakers, privacy advocates, and coffee shop owners asked, who is comfortable with a recording device that looks like sunglasses? The initial meme storm was a PR problem, but it also functioned like a pressure test. Every joke, every outrage exposed a structural anxiety about cameras on faces and the social rules we hadn't yet codified. Now imagine you run the company that put a camera on a face. You've got a product that's part fashion, part tech, and wholly visible. How do you pivot a meme into desire? The answer was twofold. Iterate the product to be less clunky and push the narrative to be more aspirational. On the technical side, engineers shrunk hardware, improved battery life, and tuned software so clips uploaded cleaner and edits were less fiddly. On the narrative side, Ray-Ban leaned on what it knew best, style. They brought influencers, not just gadget reviewers, into the spotlight. Photographers and street-style icons filmed everyday moments, candid chats, espresso rituals, sunset rides, all framed as authentic, effortless, and oddly glamorous. This wasn't tech flexing, it was lifestyle storytelling. Suddenly, the glasses were a way to be seen as someone who experiences life stylishly and shares it as an art form. That reframing nudged public perception, from creepy cam to aesthetic accessory.
Aha! Here's the surprising twist many overlooked. The meme era didn't hurt the glasses so much as manufacture authenticity. Let me explain. When something becomes a meme, it's being talked about. Loudly, publicly, and often with satire. That broad exposure creates a reputational gradient. For some, it's mockery. For others, it's recognition. Brands that respond by leaning into the conversation, owning the weirdness, rather than pretending it didn't happen, gain cultural capital. The meme cycle acted like free market research. Every joke signaled an emotional fault line. By addressing those concerns in product tweaks and public messaging, adding clearer recording indicators, improving transparency about data handling, partnering with fashion tastemakers instead of cloistered engineers, the brand converted notoriety into relatability. The glasses went from a contested novelty to a conversation piece people wanted to participate in. In short, memes didn't kill them, they humanized them.
Exactly, and the market mechanics followed suit. The first wave of early adopters were technophiles and the headline-grabbing hecklers. The second wave was creators, not just YouTubers, but micro-influencers and photographers who valued the spontaneous aesthetic. They used the glasses as a tool for hands-free POV content, which is a huge format on platforms like TikTok and Instagram stories. This format fit a cultural hunger for immediacy and authenticity. Audiences preferred content that felt less staged, more lived in. That demand created peer pressure. When a friend's feed started filling with stylish, candid clips captured from a wearable, wearing the glasses felt less like adopting surveillance and more like joining a creative shorthand. Retail strategy contributed too. EssilorLuxottica's distribution muscle, from boutique stores in Milan to mall displays, placed the glasses where style buyers shop, not only where gadget heads hang out. Selling them beside aviators and wayfarers, with multiple lens options, reframed them as sunglasses that happen to be smart. There's also an industry-level push that deserves mention. Meta, despite all the PR storms, had a deep incentive to succeed in wearables because it's the next portal to social interaction. The company invested in tighter software integration, making sure the glasses played nicely with familiar social apps, so sharing was effortless. But the important move was ceding creative control over fashion cues to Ray-Ban. Let the Italian eyewear traditions dictate colorways and silhouettes. Let the tech be invisible. That division of labor, tech meets fashion, neutralized the look-at-me tech stigma. People who hadn't cared for a gadget suddenly cared because it was an accessory. Over time, that normalizes adoption. When more people you know wear something, it becomes less of an abnormality and more of a lifestyle choice. What started as a punchline gradually became a common sight on city streets, at cafes, and on summer festival fields.
Number 2. And it's a culture byproduct I adore. The glasses helped rewrite consent norms around casual recording, for better and worse. Initially, the conversation was binary, recorded or not, and full of alarm. But as more people began wearing visible cameras, social habits adapted. Strangers started asking, "Are you filming?" more often. Cues like obvious LED recording indicators became social etiquette, and creators adopted preemptive dialogue. "I'm recording for a story." That conversational choreography arguably raised awareness of consent in everyday interactions. However, and this is the caveat, it also normalized being filmed in more contexts, which complicates the power balance. The aha is that tech didn't just force legal changes, it nudged social norms toward negotiation. Wearing the glasses didn't automatically make you predatory, but it did place responsibility on wearers to be social-minded and on bystanders to be more media-savvy. The meme phase forced that negotiation into the open and eventually into etiquette.
Building on that cultural adjustment was an economic one: price points and perceived utility. Early models were expensive, sure, but they sat in the same aspirational bracket as designer sunglasses. Over time, product tiers emerged: basic smart shades, upgraded versions with better audio and storage, special editions with premium frames. Discounts, bundles, and seasonal releases made them more accessible. Importantly, the value proposition shifted from pure functionality to lifestyle enhancement. You weren't buying a camera. You were buying content-capable eyewear that amplified your personal brand. For younger buyers especially, that was worth the premium. The glasses became a tool in the creator economy. Small creators used them to produce more dynamic content with lower production overhead. When creators monetize better content, the glasses indirectly pay for themselves through increased follower engagement, brand deals, and the intangible social value of being on trend. Another vector that solidified the must-have status was ubiquity in the cultural imagination. TV cameos, music videos, and festival-goer pics. Stylists started recommending Ray-Ban Meta for its effortless lens-on-life aesthetic. Celebrities posted casual behind-the-scenes clips wearing them, normalizing both the look and the behavior. It's an old marketing truth. People aspire to what looks easy. If someone famous looks like they're living spontaneously, and that spontaneity can be captured by a pair of glasses, then those glasses are aspirational. Over time, the glasses moved from the weird gadget column in consumers' minds into tools for living out the cinematic version of your life. The memic heritage didn't vanish. People still joked about the early days, but it became part of the origin story, the charming cringe you mention at parties.
And here's a quieter aha that's easy to miss, but crucial. The fashion-tech hybrid model created a business moat. Tech products age fast. Next year's camera will be sharper, next year's chip faster. Fashion, by contrast, thrives on nostalgia and timelessness. By embedding tech into a brand with heritage, the glasses inherit longevity. Consumers buy Ray-Bans not because the tech is cutting edge forever, but because the frames are classic. That means the product remains relevant, even as the electronics inside cycle out. From a business perspective, that's genius. It reduces churn risk and keeps the product rooted in a cultural lineage. Wearers feel part of a long continuum of style. The meme to must-have arc is partly a consequence of this architectural decision. Style anchors the novelty, letting the tech serve as a value add rather than the sole selling point.
Where does that leave us now? Iterations keep rolling. Smaller sensors, better privacy design cues, more seamless sharing, and penitive steps toward augmented reality features. Not Blade Runner overlays, but subtle contextual info like directions or caller ID. These incremental advances push the glasses from being novel recording devices to genuinely useful daily wearables. The mainstreaming was not inevitable. It was engineered through design choices, cultural engagement, and an oddly productive dance with irony. The meme phase accelerated understanding, what people disliked, why they joked, what they feared, and the company systematically addressed it. Meanwhile, creators and fashion ecosystems transformed the glasses into an aspirational prop.
The moral of the story, and yes, I'll stoop to moralizing, is that technology rarely wins on engineering alone. It wins when it solves an emotional problem. Ray-Ban Meta glasses solved a trifecta. The practical problem of hands-free capture, the aesthetic problem of wearable desirability, and the social problem of belonging to an online cultural moment. But it's not a benign tale without trade-offs. New norms around visibility, consent, and data control require continuing vigilance. The public's role in policing technology has never been so direct. Viral videos can sink a product one week and propel it into mainstream culture the next. That feedback loop is messy, but it's democratic in a way.
So why does this evolution matter beyond eyewear? Because it's a template. The Ray-Ban Meta story shows how tech becomes mainstream. Embed your product in a cultural artifact, invite the conversation, even the cringe, and iterate visibly in response to public critique. It's about humility in design and fluency in culture. For consumers, it's a reminder that what looks like a fad might be a negotiation between communities, creators, and corporations. For creators and brands, it's a manual for turning notoriety into credibility, but you have to do the hard work. Refine the engineering, partner with the right cultural curators, and care about the social consequences.
And at the end of the day, the most interesting part is social. How we, as a species, adjust to new ways of seeing and being seen. Whether you find that thrilling or unnerving, the Ray-Ban Meta Arc proves a simple truth. Fashion can tame technology, and culture can repurpose scandal into social ritual. That's why a product that started as a punchline can become an everyday object that people reach for when they want to capture a moment, tell a story, or simply look good doing it.
If you like this episode and want more forgotten beginnings told with a little nerdiness and a little skepticism, like, subscribe, and share this video. So, did a pair of sunglasses just become society's next favorite way to be seen?